So can I talk to mentors? Produce the best out of your mentees for tomorrow. Your name will remain. They will recall that if it were not for so and so, I would not be where I am. And I think that's a credit you should be happy with.
Just explore yourself. Yeah. What are the gifts you have? What passions do you have? What is it that really burdens you and you would want to solve? What is it that you feel charged to bring to the world? What is it? And what opportunities surround you by now? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to the Mentorship Table podcast. My name is Edida, and I'm always honored to have you with us. If it is your first time to join us, please watch the first 3 episodes so that you may get context. In this session, yet again, I am very honored, extremely privileged to co-host you with a man of God, my father, a father to many, a mentor, and a shepherd. I will ask him to introduce himself.
I'm Bishop Henry Lukorombi, former Archbishop of the Church of Uganda from 2004 to 2012. I'm so delighted to be with you and to be hosted by Dida. We've been doing this before, and today will be fantastic. Welcome.
Today we are going deeper in the subject of mentorship, and we want to explore how a mentor can help you to identify and align your purpose. We are all here for a reason. God put us here for a reason. No one is here to just occupy space. So we are here because God wants us to play a unique role in this wonderful world of His. But what is that? How do we identify it? How do we live an aligned life that is going to help us maximize our potential, do the very best that we are here to do, and live a fulfilled life? And what's more, how can a mentor help you to identify that and live within your alignment? Welcome, Dad.
Well,
what do you think?
For me, let me go back to the beginning as a man of the book. We understand we did not come by any other way rather than God creating us and putting us in a place called the Garden of Eden. And the reason He put us there is to look after that garden. So my responsibility in that first man was to look after the garden. And that was the work. He was not redundant, bored. He was working and looking after the garden. So he did not waste time doing other things, looking for what to do. Then, of course, I noticed too that after that, God looked at him and said, it's not good for him to be alone. Let me give you a helper. Now, it is at that point that God is creating a scenario where He's going to give them a greater purpose. First, look after the garden. Now that you have a partner, take over the land by producing, multiplying, and fill it up. 2, rule over the fish in the water, the birds in the air, and over all the living things. And 3, subdue the earth. Now, these are now purposes which are multiple because there are 2. And the blessing that go with it is because there are 2. So there was no way you could just be there floating aimlessly. I take that cue as something very important, even as God Himself intends us to live. And so a mentor definitely is going to help me to know that I'm not just here to eat, drink, sleep, and wake up the following morning, do the same, very boring. That's not the reason.
So going back to the beginning indeed, but much after Adam, was there a time when a mentor helped you to identify your purpose and to align with it at some point in your life?
Let me start with my daddy. My dad saw a teacher in me. I saw a mechanic in me. So he used his own way of making me understand what he wanted me to be. I don't even know that his reasoning was really correct, because for him, he said, go and train as a teacher because it's free of charge. I'm not going to spend money on you. But I believe that he was looking at a teacher in me rather than a mechanic. At some point, I want to be a policeman. He said, no, your temper cannot fit with that profession. So he forced me to go in there to be a teacher. And lo and behold, after 4 years of training, I felt I really loved children enough to be a teacher. I forgot about spanners and all this jack and everything else and overall. But then also he did not understand that because of that training I'm going to receive, public speaking is going to be part of it, beyond the classroom. Now that you can see it advancing. And now what is the issue here as a teacher is when I meet the bishop of my diocese in the north, former archbishop we commemorate on the 16th of February, Janani Loom was my bishop. He looked at me and he heard me preach. He sat in my preaching session. At the end of it, he called me to himself. He said, you need to be a leader in the church. And that did not go well with me. I wasn't interested at all. But he also saw something. So a mentor will see what you actually cannot see for yourself. Now, did I want to go to train? No, I did not want. But after finishing training, did I get excited about being a pastor? Oh yeah, because why? I was given young people and I was a former teacher. So you can see things building up here with somebody who can see what for yourself you can't see. And I will always be happy that they helped me to see myself in a way I could not see myself.
Wonderful. So a mentor sees from a different point. You don't know because you don't know.
No.
You're young, you are inexperienced. A mentor has seen life, has been where you have not, is able to look at you and identify gifts you are not identifying. And even the gifts you have, a number of times, the gifts that come naturally to us, we tend to minimize them because they are just things we know how to do.
They're part of us.
Yeah, they're just part of us. So you know how to, you connect with children and that's normal.
Yeah.
But someone will see it and see a ministry. Someone saw it and saw a ministry for you, put you in the ministry of young people, and then you thrived.
Sure.
Until today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that is what a mentor does. A mentor sees you, sees the things that come naturally to you and is able to point them out to you so that you can be able to focus on them. And I know that you have mentored people, all of us. I'm sure there are many times that you have seen young people grapple with their gifts, really loaded with gifts, but not being able to identify them. Can you tell some young person out there?
When people come around me, first of all, they're admiring what I am and what I'm doing, and everybody wants to preach like Bishop Orombi or something like that. But they may not always end up like a preacher, for example. But they would come, and they because they're willing to come and be exposed in my presence, then I begin to get interested in knowing them. When we talk, when we understand, I understand where they are, where they come from, what their passions are, then I begin to guide them along that line. I love to deal with students, for example. Students have got this great vision of what they want to be. But then you do not know that until you single your mind in one particular direction, you can never hit your target. I always give the example of a shotgun, which when you shoot has pellets which go spreading out. To a rifle, when you shoot, it's got a concentration of a bullet that goes and hits deadly. And if you're ever going to hit our targets, we need to help to channel all our ability to hit that destiny we are going into. And for me, when I have seen how I help our young people, is that while they have all these ideas, I help them to channel that idea to a direction. Now, sometimes they don't feel it, but other times they begin to discover, oh, I think if I go this way and I go properly, I'll hit it. And I feel that as a mentor, a lot of people that I have gathered around me as I speak are in leadership position at different level. But the leadership aspect of things, maybe they never saw it, maybe they're interested, but now that they're a leader, they can sit back and say, he helped me to concentrate on how to be a leader.
Wow. You identify their passions,
Yeah.
you see where they will thrive, and you help them to focus.
Exactly. And that focus is a what?
Yes. With
And
all that
concentration.
gun language.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the moment someone focuses where they are passionate, the growth becomes easier.
Absolutely.
Because they are playing in their field of talent.
Yeah. Let me give you an example.
Yes.
Let me be an example for you. I went to study. Now, I am not having the ability to sit at a desk and concentrate for too many days. In my heart was a bubbling spirit of wanting to get out there to preach and the rest of it. But the discipline I got in a college is to sit at a desk and study particular things. Did I do them well? Yes, I did. Except that they always gave me a chance to get out there and also preach. Because when I preach over weekends, I let out my steam. I come back Monday up to Friday, I can concentrate. So I built my intellectual ability with the ease of going out over weekends to go and preach. Then I come back. I'm very thankful that Mukono gave me the privilege to do that. But at the end of my course, I was top of my class, which means I have a mind which is good, but I needed to be disciplined. Now, that word discipline is important.
Discipline. You cannot grow your passion.
Yeah.
You cannot align your destiny if you are not disciplined.
No.
Because you need to be able to stay.
Yep.
You need to be able to stay long enough to develop your purpose.
Yeah.
Because purpose is not just identified, it's developed if it's going to be meaningful. If you're going to use it meaningfully to benefit the world, to benefit the people around you, to benefit you, you're going to have to develop it.
Yeah.
Develop the skills, develop the abilities, so that you can actually walk in your purpose.
When you talk about development, you're actually talking about growth.
Growth, yeah.
A human being will take time to grow. And that growing ability is in them. Let me give you an example. Why do babies want to walk? They want to walk because everybody else is walking. So the process of walking will not just like one day they stand up. No, they sit, they crawl, they stand against a table. And when they master that, because everybody is walking, they also want to walk. Now this development, which later on helps them to make the first step, is cheered by everybody. And that cheering is encouraging this baby to continue. Then they're going to make 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 steps, falling. But then, amazingly, when they fall, they don't remain on their tummy. They get up. They may cry, yes, but they'll always get up. Why? The motivation is that people are all walking. And the baby will also want to walk like them. So after walking a little bit and falling, they get up. Then they begin to learn to run. Now, they have achieved now using their 2 feet.
Yes.
Why? Because there is a determination. 2, because they are being encouraged. So the determination is yours. The encouragement is a mentor's work.
Wow. The determination is yours. The encouragement is the mentor's work. So when a mentor encourages you, please be determined.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And understand that there is growth.
Yeah.
You can't just
and
be...
it's not going to be like instantaneous.
I love that.
One step after another. Now, some of you want to grow in one night. It cannot happen. Today, we have a scenario where some people want to get rich over a week. It cannot happen unless you cut corners and you cheat and you steal. But if you're going to grow in a stable, steady growth, it takes time. Time is important. Time is important.
No tree bears fruit within that day it is planted.
No.
No rose plant bears the petal on the day it is planted, unless you planted it with it. So there is the aspect of taking time and tilling the land and watering the plant and then having it bear fruit.
Now
that is the same.
Now can we zero on something?
Yes, please.
How do you discover your purpose? There are indicators that will direct you in those areas. You would like to respond?
Yes, I would.
Please.
Yes. So how you discover your purpose is, first of all, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. What are those things that turn you on? What are those things that charge you? What is it that you can do every day, even if without pay, and you wouldn't get tired? What is that?
Yeah.
What is it that gives you the most joy? You can get lost and get, even lose time doing. That is probably aligned with your purpose.
As indicator.
Yes, that is in one indicator.
Yeah.
Another indicator. What are you gifted at? What do you do very easily that other people struggle, but for you, you just do? I mean, honestly, look at my dad here. He speaks like you. If you woke him up, he will speak, he will preach, he will. Another person needs a week to prepare. He will be here.
That's what you think?
That's what I know. And that is a gift, but not just a gift that you have developed.
Exactly. Developed.
Yes, a gift that you have grown.
Yeah.
What is it that burdens you? Think about the things that hurt you the most, that burden you when you see in our community. Is it the people that are hungry? Is it the people that are sad? Is it the families that are hurting? What is it that hurts you and burdens you, and you want to do something about it? That is probably aligned within your purpose. So really,
you also want to say that nobody created, born of a mother, is born absolutely empty. There is a reason why you came on planet Earth. It's important for you to find it, because you are not, contrary to what people tell you, you are useless, you can't do anything. That's not true. That is not true. Those voices can come your way, but they should propel you to know that you are not useless. You are born for a purpose in that particular family of yours, and you are going to be useful. Tell yourself you are not stupid, you are not useless, like sometimes people are put down by what people say. Your purpose is inbuilt, and once you begin to walk and grow in it, it begins to open up doors and ways for you. For example, a primary school girl or a boy may have leadership ability, and others will say, no, we want you to be our monitor, or we want you to be our prefect, we want you to do. They may not even feel like it, but people have already seen that we want you to be this, want you to be that. So if you take that as a cue and try it, you are growing up into a member of parliament, you're growing up into a bishop, you're growing up into a president, you're growing up into somebody, but it will start even as you're young. They will see, they will want to appreciate, they want to identify with you. And I walked like that. I started being a monitor, and then I was a timekeeper, then I was a prefect, then I went to my college, I became a head student, I went to another college, I was a head student. Because people can trust me for what they want me to be. And I did not know that an archbishop was being developed with time. Those kind of encouragement that you receive from people like your mentors fertilize your purpose and your giftings so that you grow. And growth needs to be encouraged. Many people are discouraged in some places, and we kill them, and I think we are going to be held responsible by God for that. If a young person is promising, encourage that thing in them. Tomorrow you will need them. You may not be there, but they'll want to take over. So there is a great need for a mentor to, I'm going to make this very serious statement, to enable the mentee to be far better than himself or herself.
Wow.
Yep.
That is a very empowered mentor who thinks that they can make help another person to become better than themselves.
Better than them.
Yeah.
And there are not many, by the way.
There are not many.
I noticed in the kingdom of chickens, the cock will never encourage the cockerels
to be better. Is that a word?
Now, we are not chickens. We need to upgrade ourselves to where we are because we have moral standards. And moral standards go with responsibility. My responsibility as a mentor is to make you succeed and become better. I think earlier on I talked about my church teacher who did not even acquire a certificate in anything. But he mentored me until I got my degree, until I got married, until I got to be a bishop. No, he never saw me a bishop, he saw me an archdeacon. Now this guy, qualification is zero, but he had the ability to encourage. Now he was encouraging a guy like me. He never saw me a bishop, he never saw me an archbishop, but I was already in the making. For example, if he wasn't there are some steps I would have missed. But God placed him on my path to encourage me, to move me on, and things like that. So can I talk to mentors? Produce the best out of your mentees. For tomorrow, your name will remain. They will recall that if it were not for so-and-so, I would not be where I am. And I think that's a credit you should be happy with. And so when you discover your purpose, and you have a mentor who can encourage you, and at the point where you are going to go ahead of them, somebody else will pick up and will continue to be so. But keep your eyes open for people who you need to give you a boost.
The fact that this man mentored you, you became everything you have become. He's not now seeing, but he saw whatever he saw, he knew there was promise. But you reached the extent of being an archbishop, and the people that you yourself have mentored and touched and transformed can also be credited to him.
Absolutely, without them knowing.
Without them knowing, and without him ever seeing them. So when you're mentoring someone, you're not mentoring this person. No. You're actually mentoring the generations
that will come after him.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's also where, and now this is the point I want to also emphasize. That's where we who are mentors need to end well. If we do not end well, we dislodge what has been planted in people. Because my ending well would be a phase where somebody else can pick my mentee and continue with them. You don't want to leave questions in your mentee when you blow it up towards the end. Say, has he given me real materials? Will I also end up like him and the rest of it? I look at Jesus as a very good example. When Jesus was ending, he ended so well in that he called all his apostles and he mandated them. I have done my bit. Now I'm going to ask you to wait here until the Holy Spirit comes. And when he comes, then he will give you the power to be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea, in Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. And as he was leaving, he did not go in secret. Amazingly, he did not go in secret. As he was leaving, he made it a public spectacle that 500 people saw him leave. No one saw him rise from the dead. But when he was going back to where he came from, he made everybody see him. So he ended well. He said goodbye to his people and he gave them responsibility to continue. Friends, 2,000 years ago, we are still going strong. The message is still going strong. What he mandated his followers is still, and it's going to go strong until he comes back. Finish well.
Wow, this is deep, deep things are happening. And a mentor can help you bring all that out. I want to emphasize that your purpose does not always manifest in the same way.
No.
One day you are going to be preaching.
You are growing.
And another day you are going to be being an archbishop. But it is
or
all
the president,
within your purpose.
Or the minister or whatever. Or the professor.
Yes. So if you see yourself doing things that bring the same joy,
Yeah.
and yet it's not the same thing, don't think you're confused. You may have been a teacher, but now you are a preacher. You may have been a teacher, but now you are a trainer. My own story is that, so for me, I have found my purpose and even put a name to it. That
What's the name?
The name is that my mission statement is to help others maximize their potential.
Oh, wonderful.
To help others maximize their potential in the context of joy, love, and fun.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Beautiful.
If someone is maximizing their potential, but you in a workplace where they are being abused and all, I don't feel like I'm supporting them within my purpose. If I'm in an environment which really drains and doesn't bring joy in what we are doing, even if it's bringing the results, the money it really doesn't feel aligned to me.
No.
And then there should be some fun, because honestly, what's life without fun? Fun should happen. But in living that, there isn't one specific narrow path that I have to take to do it. When I was young, I used to think that I was going to be a musician because I really loved music.
But you sing.
Oh yes, and I dance.
Yeah.
So I thought I was supposed to be singing and dancing.
As a way of living.
Yes. When I was young. Like a child, if I went to a party, people called me out, this is so-and-so's daughter who dances, come. And I didn't hesitate. I started right away and danced. Now, I grow up, I get saved. I wasn't dancing in a discotheque or what. I was a child dancing there for my parents at a party.
Yeah.
But now I get saved and somehow dancing looks bad.
Yes.
Like you're dancing and you are a teenager, and even if you shouldn't. So it kind of, there was a confusion of, is it bad?
Yeah.
Is it bad to be me? Is it, am I now not saved? Until I had to mature and realize, wait a minute, there is a God who deposited in me that I love to have fun.
Yeah.
Am I dancing for evil? No. Am I dancing for the Lord? Yes. So then I do. But that fun is the context within which I bring the transformation that I bring into the world. Now, in my trainings, I'm a trainer, by the way, I'm a human resource management consultant. I work with Tide Ventures. We bring transformational programs in organizations. Now, in my trainings, you will find some singing.
Yeah.
As icebreakers, you'll find some dancings, and I offer the most engaging trainings. If not in Kampala, in Uganda, maybe in the world. I have had the feedback from other people. My trainings are very engaging, but that is what was deposited in me. That as a child, I was engaging the people and dancing.
Yes.
As a teenager, I was wanting to dance but fearing, thinking they are now going to, but I was still thinking, I was still singing. As a teacher, I was engaging the class and bringing group work and making sure that they maximize their potential, they learn to speak. And now, when I speak, when I train, it is engaging, and that is how I'm enabled to help others maximize their potential by using that which is deposited in me. So what is it that is deposited in you, and which spaces can you use it? What I'm trying to say is, don't be limited as if you have to use it that's one way.
Right.
Yes, how you are gifted should work maybe in a school, in a corporate, whatever, in a business. Just explore yourself. What are the gifts you have? What passions do you have? What is it that really burdens you and you would want to solve? What is it that you feel charged to bring to the world? What is it? And what opportunities surround you, by the way?
Let me pick that word, explore.
Yeah.
I want to use the word explore to people who are stuck, in the sense that they do not know what is it they're wired for, they are lost, or you are discouraged because you wanted to be something, you wanted to be somebody, but people discouraged you. May I start by saying don't give up? Explore, sit down alone possibly. Just sit down alone and ask yourself a few questions. Why did God give me to this father, to this mother, to this clan, to this tribe? Why am I alive anyway? Asking yourself a question helps you to begin to think. And if you can deeply think about what excites you, but it is discouraged, that's when you want to look for a mentor to encourage you. Say, this is how I feel, but I feel discouraged. Please help me. Now, part of discovering and walking in your purposes will go with discouraging circumstances, discouraging people. And I know if you go into this country, there are people who have given up. So they go into alcohol and they're lost and they die. They actually die. And when they die, we lose as a nation. We lose as a family. You don't need to. Let me encourage you. If you find you are stuck, if you find you have given up, if you find things are not working for you, please do not give up, but go back, sit back, explore, think, and begin to get yourself back with the help of somebody you look to and admire. Let them give you a little bit of encouragement, because once you lose your purpose, the passion has died, but passions can be reactivated by people who will help you to understand, first of all, who you are. Because you sometimes, people can make you think what you are not and who you are not. Because they put it on you and say, no, you are ugly, you are stupid, you can't make it, your father never made it, your uncles have never been to university. But those are my uncles, those are my grandfathers and my father, but it is me, I am me. You explore who you are. And with the help of a mentor, you begin to discover how to start again, how to rise up again. Let me give you the example of the child. What happens if a child learning to walk falls down and never gets up? They'll never walk. But the child will never accept defeat. When they fall, they'll cry, there will be pain. When the pain is gone, they're trying again. So trying again should be not what you do when you're a child. Trying again should be what you should do as you are alive. Because defeats will come. The defeat never means that is the end of everything. No, it is not. So that determination to keep trying and to keep asking, to keep exploring is necessary.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And just let me remind you that God created you as a design with a purpose.
Yeah.
So there is something that is already in there.
Yeah.
And it is good. And when God created the world, He said it was beautiful.
Very good. Every day.
Very good. So you are good. You're one of that,
Yeah.
which He looked back at His work of the day
Yeah.
and said, it is good.
Yeah.
So you are that good, amazing creature.
And Edida is doing exactly what I was referring to. Somebody to approve, to make you feel you are not what you think you are or what people think about you. You are God's workmanship with all those doors open for you. Walk through them. It may not be easy, but try and walk through them. Can I give you an example? My family, if my father and my mother would get up today, they would not believe that they had produced a little boy who has become a big boy and now is known in the nation and in the world. Because from our backgrounds where most of us have problems, most of us come from humble backgrounds, which actually is poor backgrounds. And we have a problem. You can either decide to continue with that traditional poverty, or you can break through and be independent and make a change. So I grew up with the determination, two areas I grew up with. My mother and my father, I think they were carriers of sickle cells because my mother lost 5 children to sickle cells. So I was familiar with crying in the family. I was familiar with crying with my mother. And I remember the boy I followed was a sickle seller, and we lie together. And I never wanted him to touch me because I didn't want his thing to be, I thought the thing could actually be infectious. So I put up resistance for anything that I saw was not going my way. Now that resistance alone was the way God was building my momentum, my ability to resist in future. But it came from my family. And where we were sleeping and how we were sleeping is already substandard, and I also didn't like it. I didn't want my children to be where I was. I had a standard I set for myself. You know, some of these things should motivate us to bring change. Now, if you have these abilities in you, let no one put you down because you want to see change in your family that you never grew up in. You want something different from your children. And so when that desire is in you, again, let me repeat, let no one put it down for you. If somebody is putting it down, move on to another person who will help you and encourage you to do that. So today, if my father came out alive, he died in 1989, February 29th, I remember the date to date. He would never believe his son, whom he didn't want to be a priest, for example. My father didn't want me to be a priest because he thought being a priest, I'm choosing the path of poverty and nothing will happen in his family. He saw me as an archdeacon, he never saw me as a bishop. But could you break that bondage that is in your family by being the person God wants you to be to redeem your family? The motivation you're going to have is that my passion alongside the purpose should bring redemption to my family. What I grew up in should not be necessarily be where my children should grow up in, my grandchildren should grow up in. It should be better. But you know that it can also be the other way around. You can come from a very good family and you end up a disappointment and a disgrace. That should not be the case.
Wow. Deep matters coming out here. And the issue of how you grow up and who you become is really a matter of choice.
Oh, definitely.
It is a choice that you make. And as he's saying, growing up on those that background that he has mentioned, and then being who he is, who we know him to be, is a matter of choice. Keeping on going forward, keeping on. Allow people to speak into your life. And then what you go on, work at it with your best effort and as you trust God. And then there is this issue of dismissing yourself because of your background. I am an illegitimate child. I was born, I don't know my father, I don't know my who. I want to quote Rick Warren in A Purpose-Driven Life. He said they are illegitimate parents. But they are not illegitimate children. No. Parents are illegitimate. They made their illegitimate decisions. My friend, for you, were you there? You were not. As long as God allowed you to... You're a novel
product of their illegitimacy.
Yes. As long as God allowed you to be here on earth, you are chosen and you are his child. And he loves you and he cares about you. So just... allow yourself to be a child of God. Allow yourself to be all and everything that you were created to be. What is it that you were created to be? What is it that you were created to bring to this world, to this planet Earth? What is it? Just explore yourself and bring that exactly in your power, in your greatness. Allow people to speak into your life. Allow yourself to learn, to grow, so that you can become all and everything that you were created to be.
Edida, let me add something about mindset.
Yes.
To promote what you're saying. Let me just convince you, young people. Your mindset will help you to scale any height. If you are local in your mind, you will remain local. If you are international in your thinking, you actually will be international. Can I bring the word ambition for you positively so that it helps you to understand that ambition is a desire to scale up heights? And right from the time when I get kids, what do you want to be? I want to be a pilot. What do you want to be? I want to be an engineer. What do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. What do you want to be? I want to be a bishop. Actually, they don't say I want to be a priest. I want to be a bishop. They're thinking high. Now that mindset, don't lose it. Don't lose it. There will be forces to water them down, to suppress you in any way, but keep your mindset a lot higher. You see, somebody told me what I think is good. If you want to get to the treetop, aim at the moon, and you'll end up at the treetop. So the higher you aim, the more your mindset will help you to scale up heights. I don't think that you go to a classroom in order to fail. No, you don't go to a classroom in order to fail. Nobody goes to a classroom to repeat a class. No. Circumstances may force you to repeat a class, but you go to a classroom to go to the next class. You get to senior 6, you want to go to the university. You go to the university, you want to get a degree. You get a bachelor's, you want to get a master's, you want to get a PhD, you want to do research. Now, especially as Ugandans, let's aim higher. Let's think better. You talk about the American dream because those guys want to think big. Actually, when I buy clothing, I don't get small size in American sizes. I get them in Europe. Because for them, it is large, extra large, extra large. Big stuff. So for us, when you are growing up, aim high, let your mindset be this mindset which helps you to accelerate what you want to be tomorrow. Without knowing it, you'll get there because the capacity to do that is in you. Whatever you encourage in you will help you to go like the force that lifts up a rocket and sends it out to the space. It happens. So I want to ask you, Ugandan young people, and those who are listening to us, never be satisfied with where you are. Where you are, never be satisfied. A guy got to me, I was a student training to be a primary 2 student, way out in Arua, an English guy. He got to me, he said, can you come to my house? I went to his house. He's a Muzungu, by the way. He was a Muzungu. He said to me, Henry, you one day will go to England. I looked at my background, I looked at where I was, I looked at where England is. I said, are you sure? He said, yes, one day you'll go to England. You're seeing something in me that I couldn't see for myself. I go to England in 1980. I lived in England. Then I became the man I am and travel all over the world until I got tired flying. Actually, 2020 is when I stopped flying international because I was fed up with this COVID thing, the harassment you have in the airport and all these things. But somebody looked into me and saw something, and that's why I have not forgotten it. So when a mentor spots the gold in you, capture it and have a mindset to one day mine that gold, wear it on your body, keep it around yourself, pass it on to people. And I want God to transform our mindset because many of us accept what we are actually not the case, especially when Western world talks about Africans are poor. It's not true. The black is ugly. It's not true. Because beneath the black skin, the same blood which runs into the white skin is there. I can transfuse a white man. So there is nothing different. Our mindset is what is making us fail the purpose which God has made us to be. And we need to encourage you people that you can do better. One thing that helps prayer for positive results is when you look at a positive outcome which is going to come up there. And so if you're young and you're listening to me, scale the steps that God has put before you and get to the top. Because tomorrow you will bless this nation by being who you are. If you are praying, don't pray about yourself, your family, your community. Pray about the nation as well. Pray about the world as well. Because that is where you are. You serve a God who is a global God, the Lord who loves the whole world, that He gave His only begotten Son. That God is your God. Your village is the whole world, and think about that as your mindset. And when you are young, may God bless you to get to the ends of the earth.
Thank you so much. And I just want to add that all this is going to take action from you. Transformation is not transformation until it is demonstrated in action.
Yeah.
Anyone is going to come in and guide and support until you take action. There is not going to be any transformation in your life. The purpose is not going to be achieved. There is this thing of aiming high, but aiming high must be shooting high for it to have results. So there is
it can be imagination, by the way. You can go to New York in your imagination, you can go to Beijing in your imagination, and you physically cannot get there. Although if you were inspired and you are zeroing on going to Japan, Tokyo, whatever it is, if you work hard, you'll go to Tokyo, you'll go to Beijing. I've been to Beijing, I've been to Shanghai, I've been to New York, I've been to this place, and I'm a village boy from Bakwachi here. What is the reason? The reason is that I did not read myself from my village context. I read myself from my purpose, which is way beyond where I started.
Yes.
And please don't limit yourself, because in you there is a big inbuilt desire to grow. That's why you have grown. You're not a baby, you have grown. Now, if you can physically grow, you can mentally grow, you can spiritually grow.
And all this you're not going to achieve alone. You need someone to hold your hand. You need people to speak into your life positively so that you can be able to see yourself for who you are and to indeed grow and become that which God created you to be. Don't just sit around and wallow in self-pity and think you would have wanted to be or to do or to find people that are going to help you get there, to lead, to open doors for you, to point out opportunities you're not seeing just because their experience shows them doors that you cannot even see. So please seek mentors. Yes.
A friend of mine told me a story which helped me to understand who I am. He said there was this rich man who brain died, but was kept on a life support. It's a story, but I think you can understand. He has money, so his family decided to go to a shop where they sell brains. Yeah, very interesting. So they got to this place and they found 3 sets of brain. The brain of a white man was costing $20,000. The brain of an Asian was costing $50,000. The brain of an African was costing $100,000. They were surprised. They asked questions. Why is this brain cheap? They told him it was well used. And this one is expensive because it's not used. That made me think. So in the end, he said to me, my brother, I was celebrating my 60th birthday in the Archbishop's Garden up in Amalembe. He said, my brother, your brain has got so many holes now. You have used your brain has been exhausted, and that is a way we admire you because you have used your brain. Young people and whoever we are going to ask you as our mentee, that brain matter you have, as God is intact. Exploit it.
Thank you so much, and karibu sana. Please subscribe and make sure you get the content that comes forth as we go on. My name is Edida. I work with Tide Ventures. We are human resource management consultants, and by the way, we have a very powerful mentorship program for young graduates that are transitioning from school to workplace. You will thank me later if you check it out. Thank you.
Thank you.